Oh yeah, he says. Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man Bad Chad, and we're back at Brad's place. We were here one other time before. He has a bunch of collectibles and stuff that I'm interested in. We come back to visit him again, and he's changed his look. He's changed. He must be under surveillance or something, right? He's changed his looks a bit. But we're just going to look around. We're going to take you in, look around.
And actually, this is the 5th time you were here.
This is the 5th time. Right on.
Lights on. I was just looking at some of the neons and stuff. I still got to see if they worked. Just so long
man,
I plugged them in. You know?
You didn't take long to fill it back up, did you?
This is the fine piece of lawnmower machinery I was telling you about. 350 small block V8 in the lawnmower, hooked to the hydrostatic tranny, and then a display motor. Like if you look on this side, I'll get the bike a little close, but you can. This motor starts. I'll start it up for you. You can watch the piston, you can watch the rockers, watch the plugs. There's sparks in there. You open. You got a light and you shine down. You can see the rods doing the lifters. And if you open this one with this little key here, you can watch the crank and rods go around.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's quite a setup.
It's pretty cool for garage art, you know. I'm doing this right. One of these is
Well, ain't that something now? So it's running off.
4 cylinders on this side.
You can see the spark plug. Yeah.
You got to warm up it.
That's fine. That's fine. He wants it to work. I wonder in my little brain, what would ever decide for someone to build a lawn tractor with a 350?
Well, this guy built some race cars, eh?
Okay.
He's quite a well-known guy around here, Barry Dunn, considered an exceptional wizard around the motors, and he had this one called the Swamp Rat, the newer style Malibu, and he sold it off, and he wanted to build something, and he's quite a creative guy. He said, well, I'll build something that somebody else don't have, and this is what he did. And he took it around to a few of the car shows, had some fun. When this thing fires up at the car show, they just run from them $100,000 car like wharf rats with the wharf on fire. They come looking at it, just like a big magnet. It just sucks everybody out of the crowd. They come running right to it.
Yeah, it probably would, yeah.
When he fired her up, for such a, what it is. I mean, like people just had to see it and hear it run, and the motor's even louder. Because you got all 8 cylinders pumping through the straight pipes. For that, you only got 4.
That's cool.
It makes quite a noise. I blew a fuse on the fuel pump for this and never bothered going to get another one, or I'd fire that up for you too.
Well, I can tell this is going to be a good visit. Wow.
And since the last time you were here, I didn't have my prized possession. The last time you were here, this was still in Saskatchewan. I left it at a friend's place for 6 months, and it ended up being 3 years till I got back there to get it. So I went back home this summer, and I picked it up and brought it back. And while I was there, I brought that one back with me, a 1950 Panhead. This is also what they call a Harley-Davidson Panhead, but this is all custom built.
I like motorcycles, obviously, but that's a Panhead because of the pan. It looks like a pan.
Yeah, and this one here is a shovel head. You'll get a quick education. This is a shovel head. Anyone you see with the square ones, they look like a square mouth shovel. That's what they call a shovel head. And then these ones look like a plain block of steel, so they call these a block head or an E-head, because this was Harley-Davidson's evolution into the future and out of the dark ages. This new engine is 10 times the engine this old shovel head is.
I've been called a blockhead before.
Called a lot of things before. But that's what, and then they also have a flathead that looks just like any other flathead.
Right
and
on.
a knuckle, but I don't have a knuckle here to show you. They look the same, only on the heads, they look like they got big knuckles coming out the side. That's why they call them a knucklehead.
Is all your stuff for sale like it was last time?
Sure it is. Even only now, the building, the house, the property, everything's for sale.
Oh, is that right?
But not until I get rid of everything in here. And when you take that chopper to the car shows and you bring this little one with it for the young people, like they just go crazy. Dad, look, they got one for me. We can both have one, you know. Oh, the little guys just love this one. It runs and drives. That thing will go like 25 miles an hour.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. It's brand new. It's never had a tank of gas in it.
There you go, Jolene. That'll take you from the house to the barn.
There's the one for Jolene getting around the yard.
I like that.
You can drive that?
No. I didn't know.
Well, I'd sure like to see you drive it.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, just sitting over there for someplace so it wouldn't flatten out.
Is it a real one?
Oh yeah, that's 1895.
1895.
So they tell me. The guy said he couldn't totally correct it. He couldn't make out some of the numbers, but he said it's somewhere between 1895 and 1905. They didn't change so much, and they run a hard tire. There's no air in them.
Right.
So but mostly, if you leave them sit like this one did, the moisture runs down the rims after a while and it rots them like that.
Yeah.
But all you got to do to show you on the internet, cut your garden hose and put it on with a clamp, because it's just hard. You fill the garden hose with dirt.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
And that's how you make it. Or you can buy a brand new tire for $250 off the internet. But the guy says, you want to do it the cheap way? Because mostly they're just sitting. You're not driving it around all the time. He said, if you want to drive it a bit, it won't hurt it. He said, fill a garden hose with dirt, clamp her and put her on it, and that'll work too. But I say you can buy a new tire for $250. Oh, that's the jukebox, the truck jukebox.
Okay, can we?
I had that the last time you were here.
So where have you been picking that stuff? Like, where have you picked that up? Just yard sales? And...
No, actually, I was at a pigeon auction one day over in Truro.
Okay.
And I bought that.
Right on.
And this neat old cash register. Bought the both of them, even though I said I wasn't buying nothing in it because I want to get rid of everything. But when I seen this one,
But you like stuff like this, obviously.
I couldn't help it because there's no drawers. This is built right, molded. These are your cash register drawers here.
So no one's breaking in and stealing that cash, are they?
You kidding? It took 5 of us to put that in the back. That thing weighs like 400 and some pounds.
Wow.
She's all solid oak. Man, it's heavy. I like it. So,
Yeah, that's
so
what
I did buy it. I shouldn't have. But it's for sale. Somebody gives me $500. They can have it.
Just like that. Nothing to it. I'm going to ask you for some prices after a bit, but I got to look around first.
Oh, no problem. Like I say, you're welcome to look, touch, feel, shake, move, whatever you like to do.
Wow.
There's one of these. I seen it on Marketplace yesterday, but it's I don't think that's old enough. No. It's like a 2-ton one, one of these cab over Dodges.
Black?
Only a 2. No, it's red. Like what paint is left on it. There's no box. Like you'd never would have had a flat there. But they make, when they're done up, they make the neatest car hauler that, like ramp truck or whatever.
We had one sold it.
Look nice.
We had one.
Oh, with the cab over Dodge like that?
Like, yeah.
Oh shit! I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it was.
I had a Chevy one,
It was made out of.
1950.
What was it made out of? It was galvanized, so it had no rust on it.
Oh yeah.
I sold it to a man in Windsor. I can point in his direction if you ever want to see it.
I'd like to have one built. One of these.
Yeah, like it was a
I had an
5-ton.
old
5-ton.
51 cab over. And
Yeah.
Mine was just 3-ton. Then I had a 68 Chevy I used for years and years ago across the country. An old rusty Ford. I had a bunch of old deck trucks. They sure come in handy. Put a trailer behind them and carry 2 wherever you go, or pick 2 up wherever you go.
I could look around again.
I put stuff up on the shelves since you were here before. Like the die casts were just willy-nilly everywhere. I picked them all up and put them on one shelf from one end to the other. And then, because come winter, I told some friends, like, some of these things in here are not mine. They're all for sale, but they're not mine. This is my next door neighbors, and these 2 Mustangs are my next door neighbors. After that hurricane, disabled people in Nova Scotia being good and stuff. After that hurricane, that man 2 doors down, and the man next door, David, I think his name's McDonald, and Charlie, at McDonald, and a fellow down the road, Miles Fisher, I'd never met in my life. The three of them came here after the hurricane. They said, Brad, machine going to driveway with blocked. You couldn't get in or out. You're going to need some help here. One guy just Kubota track. The other guy that saw us. Me and Donnie next door, we were pulling the stuff away. They were cutting and pushing it away. They spent a couple of weeks here cleaning all my trails and roads up and wouldn't even take $5 for their fuel.
Wow.
Oh man, that's good people.
That's good.
Look, and I'd never met the man next door. I'd never met the guy down the street. I knew Charlie that sells the Honda cars. Everybody knows him.
Hopefully you got the wood.
Oh, it's still all laying here. We just pushed it off to the side.
Wow.
No, we didn't take the wood. I'm going to phone that place they're advertising on the radio. They'll come and buy, take it and clean the rest up. We just cleaned the roads. We didn't clean in the woods or anything.
Baby, that's a badass bike.
Yeah. It really draws attention, Chad. You wouldn't believe it when you go places. It just, like people, first the pipes get them, and then they see the shifter, the skull shifter. Well, what's that? Oh my God, that's the gear shift. And then it's got the foot clutch. There's no hand. You suicide clutch. When you take your foot off it, it's out. You better be ready to go because you're gone. And if you ain't there, if the guy in front of you stops and you can't get your foot back up there quick enough, it's not like your hand's already here. You don't get your foot up there, you're into the back of it.
Ooh, that's a scary one.
Well, they're a very, very dangerous thing. I'm surprised they even let you on the road with them. And almost nobody uses them anymore, and for a good reason. They're dangerous. There's no other way around it. But they're cool, and in the old days, that's the way they were. And when I had this bike built, friends of mine in Saskatoon built it for me. I bought all the stuff, and they put it together, painted it, whatever. And this is the way they were done in the 60s, and I wanted a 60s chopper, so I had a 60s chopper built. But it's not my only bike. I don't go across Canada on it. I go uptown to the car shows, or I go to Tim Hortons, or to the bike show at the Lobster Carnival. It's just a toy, like some guy with his Model A is too slow to go. Oh, this ain't slow. This will do 100 miles an hour, no problem. I really like it, but it's not for everybody, I guess, would be the way to put it.
So you're telling me I'd get hurt? I probably no dirt in my mind.
I still have my 56 string guitar for sale. I learned how to play her yet. Those are 390 Thunderbird bell covers. Yeah. And it's that picture that's making the noise behind it. That's the birds chirping and the water coming down over the falls. That's what that is.
Wow.
What else?
Wayne Gretzky.
Your last time, buddy?
I see a lot of stuff that's new.
You just have to look.
I
put up some more on my plates. Yeah. Last time I only had that wall. I still got 100 to put up. But slowly but surely. That's a nice sign. Both sides. You're looking popular. As I'm looking at the sign.
John Bean.
Hard sign to get. And worth a small fortune.
Visual.
$2,000 I've been offered for that sign. Watch, don't stab yourself. They're pretty sharp.
Knock that bike over.
You ain't going to knock the bike over, but you'd be surprised how quick that'll go through your skin.
John Bean, the precision of the stars, vision, wheel alignment. You've been offered $2,000 for that?
I've been offered $2,000 for that sign. So it's porcelain on both sides, and it's a corner sign, and it's a hard sign to get. There's a fellow in Saskatoon. He owns a frame straightening wheel alignment shop, and he uses all John Bean equipment, and he has a collection like.
I went right by and looked at the pop cooler.
He's probably got a $500,000 collection of everything, just beautiful. And he told me, "You bring this sign to Saskatoon, I'll buy it."
Right on.
I kind of like it too.
Yeah.
And I sold a lot of my nice signs, so I don't mind keeping it. But it is worth.
Do you have any seller's remorse after the?
No, shit, no. I had great fun buying it over the 35 years, and I'm having great fun selling it. So, met a lot of nice people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. And
this your car?
It's my old black Olds. I've had this for years and years and years. I bought it off the original owner. It's got 96,000 kilometers on it, and I bought it with 50,000 kilometers.
Nice interior in it.
Yeah, it's the ox blood red leather, the sunroof. Nice. It was fully loaded. Olds 98, 82.
82.
Saskatchewan, born and raised.
Wow. I didn't realize you'd have this much stuff back in here again.
Well, that stuff was all here before.
Yeah.
This other stuff was in front of it, and you couldn't see it. But it was all here.
Right on.
Geez, I was wondering where those posters. I'm finding stuff too. I was wondering where the hell I put those posters, and there they are behind the toolbox.
Is this your car, or did you sell it?
I sold it, but I promised the guy that bought it. He was a real good friend of mine, Sean Crook. He's the guy that was with me down in the house, and he don't have a garage, and he had no place to put it. I told him, Sean, when you buy this car from me, if come winter, if you don't have a plate, you'll bring it back and I'll store it for you as long as you own it. You know, I said that you can store it here every winter.
You're a badass, Brad, that's for sure.
That's neat, eh?
That is neat.
1942 Taiwan pedal taxi. Now, if you were the dad of the family, you'd have a bigger one of these, an adult one that carries 3 adults. You sit out here and you pedal them around. You got an up-and-coming young person. You want to work with your dad. You know, in Asia, you don't sit around and play games. You go to work and help support the family. And the young fellow would take this one, and he would haul one single person or whatever, the young girl, whatever, and they made their living with it.
Wow.
That's what this is. 1942 Taiwan pedal cab.
It's restored, obviously.
Yes, it is restored. A lady in Nutby Mountain had it restored out over on the other side of Truro there, between Truro and Tattamagush. But I have the adult one.
Okay.
I brought it here with me from Saskatchewan. It's sitting over on the other side. Same color red. I got the body all done and painted. I'm trying to find tires. If you believe it, I have to find somebody in Asia to send me some tires. Now, I got one last chance. There's a club in Vancouver that restores these. They wanted to buy my other one when I first got it, and my son knows how to get a hold of them on the computer. He's going to get a hold of them and see if they can't get me tires here in Vancouver and just ship them to me, because they have a club. They're ordering parts and restoring them all the time. But I went to bicycle shops. I went everywhere. You cannot. New tires are all metric. These aren't. These are standard. They're a total different. They're a 26 and a half. Well, not these ones. The ones that go on my adult one. They're 26 and a half. But a 26 and a half metric is different than a 26 and a half standard. Or like the metric ones are that much taller. They won't fit my rims.
Wow.
So I got to get tires out of Asia unless I can find. And any shop I've gone to said, no, we can't order them. We can't order them. But I will get them.
We got to stop. Yeah.
And mine, mine is a little longer. And the seat is here, and it has a gas tank here and a 50cc JL motor tucked up under the body. And if you get this is the emergency brake on this one. On mine, you get a fat guy in the back, you just chuck her in the gear, and the motor kicks in, and away you are. Happy little Asian guy, you know. Whew, no more pedaling.
Where'd you pick something? I keep asking, where would you pick up something like that?
It was on Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Yeah, and I seen it. I said, well, Jesus, I got the full-size adult one. Why wouldn't I want to have the young
I'm
one?
On Marketplace quite a bit.
And I phoned the lady.
I enjoy it.
And she said she'd sell it to me. And so I roared over and got it. I just thought it was a neat piece of grass. Actually, the wife was away on a cruise at the time. And I thought we got the big blue nose on the dining room table. I was going to take it off and put this on, but she might not like it when she got home. So we left the blue nose. This is the centerpiece. This belongs to a friend of mine, too. He just bought it last week, and he got no place to put it, so I told him he could put it here.
Right.
That trike there belongs to a friend of mine. I told him he put it. Those 2 trailers belong to friends of mine. I told them I could put it. Wow. They could put it here, but you know, everything that's in here, and I don't charge them nothing. Lots of people, oh, you should charge them. You got to pay. Oh, you got to pay tax. You got to do all that. I said they're all friends of mine, and every one of them does something for me. Like this guy, those 2 Mustangs and that BMW. That's the guy that brought his tractor here and worked for 2 weeks. Wouldn't take a cent cleaning my road.
Well, that's how it goes.
This guy sold me this car. I made a huge profit on it. And told him so before I sold it to him. If you can't stand me making a large amount of money off it, don't even look at this car. So, you know, I mean, he didn't kick a bit. I'm more than happy to store it for him.
It's like Jimbo said. If I can't tell you the truth, then you don't want it.
I don't know how to do anything on a computer. That's why you never see me on. You wonder why I don't put pictures or anything like you guys do. I don't know how to. But Fred, the guy that owns this trailer, anything I need done through my ex-business, whatever and stuff, I go to him. He does it all for me, so I don't charge him nothing for his trailer.
Are you still going to sell us that?
Whenever you want it. Today. But I've come to, and I still will too, if you want the pictures, but you don't have to take the pictures to get the forklift. I'll sell you the forklift without the pictures.
Well.
Because I kind of got used to them on the wall. I don't care if I'll gladly sell them to you. But you don't have to, is all. If you want them, you're more than welcome. And remember, there's another one, soccer club is laying, or football club is laying under that shelf right there.
Okay.
I just never got it up at the same time.
We're just going to keep looking then.
But you're more than welcome. Like I say, if you want them still, you can have them. But don't feel you have to buy them.
Okay.
I've had so many people here wanting to buy them that guys would talk about. I said, no, I said, Bad Chad said that he might like them, and I wouldn't sell them the forklift. I said, because I wanted them to take them down. I said, but I don't really care about the picture. Guys said, we'll take them down. I got staging over there if I got to take them down. So that's no big deal. You want the forklift, you buy if you want the pictures too, for what I told you, you're welcome to them.
Okay.
All 5 of them.
Good. Awesome.
And I'll tell you, if you go on the internet and check with the company in Vancouver that made them, you'll find they want for that one right there, what I told you, I'd give you all 5 of them.
Is that right? You
out,
could find the price on those things.
Yeah, and the company that made them and everything about them, it's right on the back of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all done for a place in Vancouver. The Keg restaurants hired this place in Vancouver to do those. And then they had them shipped to every keg, whatever province was in. Like here, probably would have had fishing ones. Alberta had, I think, lumber. Saskatchewan was farming. Someplace was mining, I forget. But each city had their own set of those in the kegs when they were called the Billy Miners. And then they moved into the new age and they remodeled all the kegs. They took all that stuff out. I bought damn near everything that was at the side. Those ones there were all hand painted by a noted artist. I think he's out of Vancouver too, if I remember. But you can Google them and they'll tell you everything about them. But those are some kind handy oak or something, those things. And this artist went to every keg in Canada and he painted these, or drew these with chalk. Those are all chalk drawings on those.
So will they race off?
If you rub against them, they will, yep.
Oh, wow.
And they're done on both sides. But those are, they tell me, to people that collect.
Now that would be rare.
Quite collectible.
When you can erase it.
Yeah, and put whatever you want. Because I said that to buy a menu board that size at a handy oak, you'd pay what I want for each of them, with nothing on them. Like the art is basically free. And if you want them for the art, and if keg stuff ever gets really collectible, they'll be valuable.
Well, yeah, it's well done, that's for sure. I just hate to rub up against one, if you know what I'm saying. Like, don't rip anything off. I don't want you to wipe anything off.
No, I'm just gonna do something here.
We might as well walk right down along with them.
Just hang on a second. See it.
I kind of like that.
Huh? Don't put your camera on me for a second.
Okay. Don't put the camera on him for a second. And
we'll explain that one later. Oh, the pig fell over. Oh no, he's not. I thought he was on the side from there.
That's cool.
Isn't that a nice poster?
Yeah.
You'd think he's coming through the building, is what it looks like. That's what I thought when I bought it. But it's not. When you stand over here, you can see that he's just flew past it. He's actually out here past the building. He came from this way, but does it ever look like he come right through? It's a Hudson's Bay company poster, right? That's a hard poster to find, and Hudson's Bay stuff is very collectible. Just like their blankets.
I think I know. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. You can tell because they have different colors in them.
Yeah,
Okay.
their blankets. Those, they're quite collectible. Those Hudson, but then Hudson Bay advertising too, and that's a neat piece of advertising.
Can I walk down through there?
You go right ahead, man. You just make yourself at home. But watch out for the dog shit, though. The odd time she comes in here, must be too cold outside or something for her. I don't know.
That's the car I give Buddy. Yeah.
That's Jesse James's.
Yeah.
He used to sell them after a show or whatever. The remote control for it's in that box, in that plastic bag above it. Yeah, that's the remote control for it. And this PT Cruiser one is the remote control too.
Geez,
here somewhere.
Your mother had a couple of those, didn't she not?
PT cool little cars. I mean, they were just neons with a neat body on them, but for what they were pretty cool.
Sold quite a few of your pedal cars, did you?
Pretty near them all, actually. I started out with 28 of them, and I think I got 5 left, I think.
Wow. Well done. Man, you did good. So if anybody wants to come here, they just get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of guys like Jimmy Costick's all the time putting stuff on Marketplace for me. People just phone me, can I come? Yeah, come. Hey.
Newer or old pedal car? It must be newer, is it?
No, it's all restored, but it's a 1951 now.
Well, it's well done.
That Case Tractor one is in the late 60s. The yellow one is in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's fiberglass, or plastic, whatever you want to call it. A friend of my dad worked as machine operating with my dad, and his kids bought him that one year for Christmas in 1980, I think they said. So then he died, and I bought it at his auction. I still have 2 of these Ford gumballs machine. This one's, the gumballs say Ford inside of it. These are a factory Ford gumballs, also embossed in Ford in the chrome in the base there.
I see
your
that.
Ford dealer sign would go here. Right? There's one sitting down there on a stand. Then there's but the one down there got gumballs, but they're not the original ones. These ones, if I shake them around, so you can read the writing. These are the original Ford gumballs inside this one. But after being shook for the last 50 years, they're getting a little war.
You mean I can't eat them?
Well, you can, yes. You might want to, stop at a few service stations on the way home or any place that has a bathroom.
I never thought of that. Cool. What would that be worth?
That gumball machine,
Yeah.
I want $350 for it.
$350.
I watched the Canadian Pickers buy one a couple years ago on television. Somewhere, I think in New Brunswick, somewhere they bought it. And they got to Quebec and they sold it right away there for $450.
There you go.
And that was, say, a few years ago. So I think $350 would be considered pretty cheap for it. Or at least fair, reasonable, if not cheap.
If you want it, you'll pay for it.
And a fella in Saskatoon says he wants to buy all my Ghostbusters stuff, the trap and the signed license plate and the picture and all that. Because I wouldn't sell it separate, but he says he'll take it the whole
Ghostbusters.
thing.
I probably asked last time.
That is a 1937 Ford pedal car and a real one, not a reproduction one.
Yeah.
I bought it. I was going to restore it. A good friend of mine, you see him on TV on the Canadian Pickers there, a man named Rod Diakin in Saskatoon. He was going to restore it for me, but I moved away and stuff before I did, but I can still always get it done at any time. It just needs paint and you can buy everything to restore them. Like the brand new wheels are $10, tires are like $3.50, the mechanical controls underneath are around $100. The bell is $20,
So it was why would it have a bell on it?
All the old ones had a bell on them there. The kids could ding the bell.
Oh, okay, just for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's quite a rare pedal. In its day, before pedal cars took the big shit that they did, a pedal car like in that condition right there, probably worth $1,200. And if it was restored, it'd probably bring $4,000 to $5,000. And if you can paint it yourself, you can restore one for a couple $100. The biggest work is the paint, or the most expensive work.
Yeah.
Parts are cheap. Say wheels, hubcaps, tires, they're like next to nothing.
Jeez.
But pedal cars went way, way, way.
I don't know if we're going to get out here unscathed or not.
I paid $800 for that 20 years ago.
Are you serious?
Yep, and I won't take less than $800. And if I phoned Rod Diakin in Saskatoon, I wouldn't be surprised he'd give me the $800 because I bought it at an auction, and he's the guy that bid me up to the $800. Me and him, $25 a crack. So I think Rod might still buy it just to have for his collection because he restores them. That's what he does. Restores antiques and stuff.
Can I go around here or just?
No, you can go around that way.
Just keep going out around.
Just keep going around.
You got another gumball machine there.
Yeah, that's not a Ford one though. Or is that the gumball machine or peanut machine?
I'm not sure. It's blue.
Yeah, I think that's a peanut machine. Yeah.
How would you know a peanut machine from a gumball machine?
Well, only because I had two of them. It might have said it.
Oh, okay, it's got nuts on it.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's still money in it. Oh, what a bargain for somebody there.
Oh man, I'm telling you. I get it around this way. Oh, I'm not going to get out.
Well, you might have to come back around, but the only way you can see this stuff is to come in this way.
I suppose.
Well, I just moved that table back. I sold a guy some stuff out of there the other day and had to move it to get it out. Well, I guess we still wouldn't get out through that one. That's just a cardboard cutout. Don't worry about that, Johnny.
Cool. It's better than the mirrors we have nowadays.
I sold that guy my camera and he didn't take the piece of paper. I had that old 1910 Kodak. The guy bought it and he forgot to take the piece of paper. Oh, well.
That's a sin.
He's a fellow from Amherst, Skippy the Picker, so he'll probably come back for it someday. He's pretty well known.
Skippy the Picker.
Yeah, quite a nice fellow, young fellow. Well, I guess you probably wouldn't think he's young, would he? He's 50 years old. He's quite young to me.
How much?
For you?
Yeah. Well, for me, I guess. Yeah.
That you can have the day as a present for a couple.
Well,
don't worry. I'll get you on something else. Don't worry.
Okay, that's with the boxing gloves in the bag.
Yeah, the old speed bag, and those are quite antique too.
They are. All right, I gotta get it around and take a look at the other side.
More spotlights and mirrors, I think, on the other side of that thing there.
I don't know which ones are the good. Well, I suppose I could take a look. From what I understand, Appleton is the one that you want?
Appleton is a very good one, yeah. Any of them from 30s, 40s, 50s, it don't matter.
I've never seen.
All old.
Yeah, exactly. I've never seen Appleton I don't know where it's written, or if it's written on them, or what.
Yeah, it's embossed on them.
Embossed.
But lots of them don't have nothing. But there's 4 or 5 different names. That was from the service station. And you ran over it and the bell ding.
Right.
I'll have the hose.
Monkey Bank. Cool.
I got a nice Harley Davidson one of those.
Well, someone spent some time doing that, didn't they?
Yeah, all of them, eh? What neat little boxes.
Yeah, they are.
I bought them at an auction, and some of them had, most of them had cars in them, but they were cheap. I took theirs out and put better ones that I had in it. And I imagine I showed you that the last time you were here in the corner. The extremely rare denim machine wooden van. If you won one, like they gave 35 of those away for the world. 25 in the States, 10 in Canada. Supposed to be 10. By the time the draw got to be here, Canada only got 8. They kept 2 more for the States. But if you won one, you also got one of those toy that's cut out of one solid block of wood. The same as the real denim machine, eh? And
so that
I had a real denim machine that came with it. Eh?
That was a gift?
Yeah. Yeah, you got that. If you won one, you got a toy one with it.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I had one I bought from the Coke dealer in Saskatoon. A lady up in Meadow Lake won it and didn't want it, living up in the bush. So she said, give me some money. So he gave her some cash. And the Coke place in Prince Albert kept the van for years and years, like 25, 30 years. And around 2000 or so, early 2000s, they knew I bought old stuff. They phoned me and asked me if I would be interested in a denim machine van through another dealer that I bought lots of cars from. And I said, yeah, sure. I had no idea it was a van. They just said 76 Ford van. It's only got 5,000 original miles on it. I roared up to Prince Albert to buy it, opened the door and seen it was a denim machine. I thought it was like just the Coca-Cola van they use for delivering cases of pop. It had 5,000 original, and it was a denim machine. I couldn't believe my luck.
Wow.
What a beautiful.
So what is it? What do you think that's worth?
I sold mine for $20,000 to the man that owns Forward Chevrolet in Dartmouth.
Not that van there.
No, not the wooden one, the real one. I sold him the real one. Believe it or not, I was offered $500 for that. From a man from Arizona. He seen it on Marketplace. Jimmy put a bunch of pictures of my stuff, and he just seen that in the background. He said, I have a real one. I'd like to buy that.
Wow.
So I bought one at the Naglasco flea market for $12, but the chin spoiler was broke on it. And I sold that one to a guy for $200. Kept the good one.
Well done. Well done.
This is a neat toy too, eh? You turn it on, it goes up against the wall. When it hits, then she turns around with her camera and takes a picture. The flash flashes, and then the car straightens out and it goes till it hits another one, and she turns and takes another picture.
Is it old?
They make them reproduction. They're in the 60s.
Okay.
I have the original box and everything.
So you'd sell that for $4?
No, 800.
800?
Yeah.
Got to get my story right. Got to get my story right.
But it is a rare pedal car, and it's not a reproduction. Like you can buy reproductions like that new for $650.
Yeah.
But the reproductions, that's a real one.
There's a difference, isn't there?
Same with these. You can buy these for $5.95 Americans. I don't know what they'd be Canadian, but but this one is a real one.
It's well done. It's well done. That's for sure. I wish I knew a little bit more about everything, but I don't.
Well, just pretend you do. Most people don't know the difference. Look how well it works for me.
Does it work for you?
Oh, King and Bellisher.
I don't know if that thing's going to get on there or not. Yeah, it should. 5 by. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, might. Yeah. The tractor.
There's no hurry. Oh, that's a 1957 Toro grass cutter, and it still works. A friend of mine used to go to the farm, to his grandfather's farm. It was boring, nothing to do. So his grandfather said, I don't got a go-kart, but take the lawnmower and drive it like it's a go-kart. So that's what he'd do. When he died, they gave it to him, this little guy, Mikey. And one day he said, Brad, it's taking no space in my garage. Why don't you buy it from me? I said, yeah, sure. So I went over, and he drove it out of the garage and came up the boulevard cutting grass with it. And we put it in the back of my vehicle. I've never started it since, but I know it runs and cuts grass. I seen it do it. Yeah. I want $1,500. And that's considered a good deal for one restored. Where do you find a 57 Toro riding lawnmower?
Right here.
Yeah, it's the only place.
It's the only place.
You know, I think I sold that Skippy guy that other because it was right there, yeah. Because I told him he could have his pick for $350. I didn't care if he took the one with the original or the one with the stand, and he took the one with the stand. That's why it's not there no more.
I gotta check this. I don't know if...
Pick it up, it'll come right off there, Chuck.
I'm scared to get it off.
Where's my little white thing I use for reaching up there and all that stuff?
I get 2 hands maybe going, that'd be
Got a
better.
little white step stool here I use for getting that stuff. I just don't know where I set it last.
There we go. There we go.
Well, we'll run across it here somewhere today. It's here. You never know where. There's another one behind that one too, eh? It's probably the matching one too.
Yeah. I've never seen this. That's. Can you see the writing on that? What that one says?
Here, I'll give you a magnifying
Jolene can tell me.
glass.
What'd you say? Unity? You got a magnifying glass.
Is there anything you need? You can't read the writing. Just have a look at it with this. Where is it at? Oh. You see it? I don't see it.
I can see it now. Well, then again,
Oh, you hold
made in the
this.
USA.
I'll hold the light. You hold.
Look at that now, would you? Yeah, Unity.
I got new glasses too, and I can't see up close with these clear ones. My other one, my red ones, are in the house, and I can still see with those. I can't see with these. I gotta quit wearing them. I've been trying to get used to them, but it just ain't working.
And the other one's got a white handle on it.
I think the other one's the matching one, but it might be a different one. I don't know.
Gotta be
If
careful.
you shove that little guy sideways, you'll be able to see the other one out of the way. The guy with the green hat on.
Yeah.
No, watch he don't spit on you.
Yeah.
That's what that is. You hang that on the wall, and he's remote. When you walk by him, he spits at people.
Are you
Who the hell
serious?
would want such an ornament? Yeah.
That would be funny.
Well, I think that was the point of it, but some people might not find it funny.
That would be funny. That would be funny. I want to go this way. I see a Merc over there.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that last time you were here either. The
No.
49 Merc, no, Monarch, or Merc, Merc Monarch. Pretty nice old car, not perfect by no means, but pretty nice old car.
Are any of them perfect?
Runs and drives very well. It'll jump out of second gear if you don't hold it in, but I mean, for all the long you're in second gear, there's no problem. Just hold her in, it works fine. I don't know. I think all the lights, everything, it's not rusty, you know, the floor, everything's nice in it. It's a 2-owner car. The car was sold new in Oxford, and a guy over in Abercrombie named John Zink, his father bought it in the 60s, and they had it right out. He restored it, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in 95, and then he died and left it to John, and it basically sat in John's garage. He never drove it much, and different people wanted to buy it, but nobody would give him, everybody wanted to give him $5,000-6,000 for it, and I had looked at it 3 or 4 times over a 10-year period, and he phoned me up one day and said, Brad, you've been the best price so far, come on over and we'll make a deal, and I went over and bought the car from him. But it's a pretty good run and drive, and it goes down the road 60 miles an hour like it did when it was new.
Flathead in it?
Flathead 8. It really should have a carburetor kit put in it because it's sat for 25, 30 years. I mean, the carburetor works good and stuff, but it really should have a kit put in it.
Yeah.
And I have the kit to go. I bought a brand new kit for it. I mean, it's just a matter of getting it put in. One of these days I'm going to grab an old tranny. So there's lots of these trannies around, these old 3-speed, because it's not overdrive or anything, and I'll probably replace. But that's not a big deal in these to replace the transmission. It's not a few $100, you know.
What did we see on the? We seen on the internet this morning. What she says, I'm a tranny who won a Grammy. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
The old suicide doors. Everybody likes them. You know?
Yeah. It's nice inside, eh?
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice car. Like I put 300 or 400 miles on it this summer. It does everything you say, other than it jumps on the second gear. Big deal. Most old cars, 3-speed standards from the 40s and 50s do, because that's the gear you drove in most. Low was too slow. Third was too high, didn't have the compression. It lug and jump. So most people drove in second gear back then, you know?
Right. Jolene's race car jumps out of second gear, don't it? Yeah,
I've been watching your stuff on the TV there. I was going to call you up one day. It sounded like you were having hard time finding people to help you move your stuff to your new garage. And I was sitting in Tim Hortons, that guy that was at your house with me, and a couple other guys said, "Why don't we all get in my van, 5 or 6, and we'll just go down there for the day and help him move all that stuff." Yeah, okay, phone him, and then it looked like you had it all done.
We went for it. Me and Jolene went for it. That we did one day.
We would gladly came and gave us a hand for the day. Shit, it's only a couple hours.
Well, at least thought's cool. Well, that machine there now, would you? That's
out of the sanatorium down in the valley. If you had the tuberculosis when it was an epidemic here in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they sent you to the valley. If you weren't strong enough for your physio, to plug in the electric motor, dial the tension up, and it would do it to help you till you got strong enough to do it on your own. I was always going to get this restored. I thought it was cool with all the chrome, and I got sign painters that would do all that for me. Like, it wouldn't cost me much. If I took it apart, it would be next to nothing to have it done. Other than chrome has got so stupid now. It would look so neat done.
It has it not?
You will not believe it. I sent that little Taiwan little pedal cap, my full size, has the same chrome on it as that. I sent the chrome to Alberta. Plating shop out there, Alberta Plating. They do very, very, very nice work, and everybody, even though it's expensive, everybody else wants just as much, and you don't always get as nice a work. So at any rate, there was 19 pieces, like size of this handlebar, something like this, you know, foot pedals with that chrome that's around the side. 19 pieces to get triple plated show chrome, $4,500 for 19 pieces of chrome.
That's
but I wanted it nice. I mean, you know, painted it or powder coated it for $300 or $400.
What did you get chrome? You see 19 pieces on what?
Like what's on that little pedal, that Taiwan pedal cap for my big one.
Okay.
The same little pieces as what's on that, but only for my big one. $4,500.
I don't know if that's
it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, but if that's what you want. You know, 63 Corvettes split windows now are $250,000 if they drive down the road at all. I mean, and they're a terrible piece of shit car. But if that's what you want, then you pay what people want for them. Or you don't get them.
Terrible piece of shit of a car.
Well, all them early 60s Corvettes, they went fast in a straight line. Every one of them boiled over. They were hot, and they didn't steer right. They didn't drive nice. They were terrible cars. They were just fast. But I sure wish I had a barn full of them now, I'll tell you. I wish I had a barn full of them. This is the thing with cars I had when I was in, that was my 51 Indian Chief. I wish I still had that, I'll tell you.
Wow, that's beautiful.
The front row of my car lot one time, 65 Rambler Rebel, and a Eldorado, and a 1960 Thunderbird.
So you do have a little regret what you sold and what you had?
It's just stuff I had.
What's this thing here?
Over the years. That was a Henderson.
Wow.
That bike today is worth about $100,000 with that sidecar on it. It was worth 25 back 30 years ago.
You had that, was yours?
One I'd bought and sold.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I've had lots of Corvettes, but I was never really impressed with the Corvettes. I had one of those ZR1s. I liked it. But I mean, it showed it was $70,000, $80,000 car. I would say just different cars I sold off my car lot.
We had a chance to buy one of those and we passed it up.
That 41 Indian Chief there was Steve McQueen's.
Whoa,
I bought that at an auction in Las Vegas, Steve McQueen auction. I went to buy, he had one there with a sidecar and inline 4.
Yeah.
I was hoping, it would go for maybe 15, 20 grand. This is in 1986. And I don't know how to say the word, a Maraha in India. Like you'd be like the oligarchs in Russia or whatever, the head guys here, I guess you call them politicians here, it's crooks, don't matter how you look at it, crooks. But anyway, those guys, they wanted it. So he bought the inline 4, I went $35,000 back then, I couldn't come close to buying it. But at any rate, I bought this one for $15,000. And they got the Prince or Maharaj or whatever you call those guys, they got him up on the stage. And they were asking him, did you know, he'd never had no idea who Steve McQueen was, but, oh no, that's the bike, we got to have it. And old Dean Cruz said to him, well, what are you going to do with that? My man drive, I sit inside car and shoot tigers in the desert at night. That's what he bought it, to go hunting tigers in the desert. He bought Steve McQueen's inline 4.
Wow.
That was a meter maid or trike I had.
We had a chance to buy one of those, remember?
Another ignorant piece of shit that ain't only good to look at. They only go 40 miles an hour. Again, they handle like a piece of shit. You can't go on the highway or anywhere because you're a menace to society. Only ever had one of these, but this is one neat little truck. It was a 1958 Austin. And that's a 1-ton, if you can believe it, that little truck. I bought it at the Auto Co collector car sale, striped up and painted and everything just like it is.
When we leave here, we're going to look at a 50, Morris, okay, Morris.
Oh, yeah, they're cool. I had a Woody Morris, a wagon. That was a Harley. I hit a gravel truck with one there.
You're still here.
Barely. That's the first year for the 928 Porsche. That's a 1978. For what that car cost in Canada in 1978, you could buy a brand new Corvette, a brand new Camaro, and a brand new Lincoln. You could buy the 3 of them for what this car cost. This car in 1978 was $38,000. In 78, you could buy a new Corvette for $7 grand. You could buy the Lincoln for 13, and you could buy the Cadillac for 13. And the Camaro was 5.
What was that? Like, is that a V8 one?
Yeah, 920 Porsche. Aluminum block V8. Same as that one right there, but that was an 83.
Okay.
Yeah. More just cars I hit off my lawn. It was a Prince Albert Car Club built that and raffled it off, and I ended up buying it from the winner. And the guy from Toronto came and bought it for me. From me, he what did he say he was going to do with it? Put a buffet table or something on the back. I can't remember what he said he was going to do with it.
Ride around the desert and shoot tigers.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I don't think he did that.
I don't think he did that.
That was my old 58 Pam with the sidecar. The Blue Jays baseball player Todd Stottlemyre bought that. I traded it to Wheaton Pontiac on a ZR1 Corvette, and they sold it to Todd Stottlemyre. Somebody. This is a house I bought out where they called it a nut house. Said it looked like an insane asylum with you. Then they said it looked like a nun's place. They said it looked like Mountie barracks, everything. I bought it. I was gonna change from upstairs here. These were all bedrooms. Cut the center of it all out in the upstairs floor, and then right down through the kitchen and the indoor swimming pool in the basement. The slide would be upstairs. You'd slide right down into the pool in the morning, but I got offered 50 grand more than I paid for it and sold it.
Gone.
Never got nothing done.
Never got nothing done, he said.
Yeah, that's what happened to everything I ever bought. I just ended up selling it.
Well, you
Me back in the 80s.
Wow. I would never guess.
It was my first Auburn, that one. I bought this place out in Saskatoon. I moved in. I was only there 3 days. I had 5 cars on the yard. Some neighbor said he was the counselor. Comes and said, "You're not allowed to have this. It's zoned out here as well. You can't have those cars there." I said, "Why not?" That's why I bought a place out in the country, so I had a place to park my cars. "Oh, I'm going after the Corman Park Council." So the next day I put 13 more out. Never heard no more from them. Maybe that's the one. I sold that to a guy. I rode that bike there from Saskatchewan to Newfoundland, 1976.
That'd be quite a cruise on a bike, would it not?
I still had this.
Yeah?
78 Porsche 911 SC. I sold the car for $6,000. Today that car's probably worth 75, 80. That was a hot rod I bought it.
Wow.
The Dragon's Car Show built that and gave it away, and then I bought it. It was more bikes I had in front of my house out there.
Man, you've had the gear. You've had the gear, sold and played and done all kinds of stuff, eh?
A friend of mine in Prince Albert owns this motorcycle. It's a Boss Hog with a 700 horsepower aluminum block 350 V8 Dart engine, dual nitrous, over 1,000 horsepower. That thing will stand up at 80 mile an hour. It'll stand right up on the back wheel.
Jeez.
This is kind of rare too. I don't know if it would be interesting to you, but if you might see somebody in the 70s, I think it was, Ford of Ontario, the truck dealers, they had whoever could sell them out for a certain time, they had 5 of these Indians restored, I think Indian motorcycles, and they gave them away to the different dealers. And this is all the literature and everything explaining the draw and everything. If you won the bike, you would have got this too. I didn't win the bike. I just ran across the literature somewhere one time.
Got some wild stuff, that's for sure.
Off the caboose of the CN train, that's how they warmed their Campbell's soup up, plugged her in there.
Yeah.
A big mug of soup. That still works too. It's kind of a cool little thing too. If you're having a party, you put all your, I guess today you put joints or something in there. There's the lighter and there's the ashtray. And it's also a music box. Pakistani field hockey sticks.
Pakistani
field hockey sticks, yeah, that's exactly what those are. This old bowl came out of the keg. When I bought all that stuff out of the keg, I got this old bowl and a couple arrows with it. They tell me that's in the very early 1900s. probably worth something. I don't know, but I just bought it because it was a neat bow and arrow. This is a cool book.
I like the radio.
Victorian handbook. That'll shut off right away. I forgot about the music there. You put your hand in different places and it makes some different things. I don't have enough fingers for it to work for me, but like if you put your, it looks like you were picking the Elvis nose. There's one women sitting on couches. Looks like you're feeling them up and stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
This is another one of your Allburns.
Yeah, that was the one I gave to my dad. I bought that one at an auction in Mississauga there. They used to have it twice a year in Ontario. I can't remember it now, but
beautiful.
Big collector. It was a nice sale. I bought that and then we took it all apart and painted it red and white like my other one, and then I gave it to my dad.
Man.
That's something you don't see too often either, is the chief head scout guy.
Chief head scout.
It says right in it that it's the Scouts, the Boy Scouts of Canada's chief, but you never see the holders. Oh, it works for Stetson, it works for Maori hats. I had a Maori here wanted to buy that from me to put his hat in, but it would be a shame to take it away from that.
He had to buy the whole damn thing.
Yeah. I still have the hot soda machine. That's something you're not going to find anywhere right there, other than the Dawson City Museum in Dawson has one, and on the internet, or whatever they call it, that's the only one they could find on the internet. That's it there, the one in the Dawson City. They polish theirs all up, they look like new, but theirs don't have the jewels here.
They're worth more money.
Theirs don't have these little fleur things on it, so this is a little nicer model. It was built by the Davis Machine Company in Toronto, Ontario. I'll tell you about it here, a little bit about the Davis Machine. There's different things, but see, theirs don't have the jewels and stuff like mine, eh?
Right on.
But there's no price for them. I've had guys in the antique road shows. I've sent requests to antique appraiser places, and they say, she's never seen one for sale. There's nothing to compare it. They can't give me a value. But it is somewhere.
Tis so. There's some boots, baby. Look at there. No? There's some boots now.
Ain't them nice? Oh, and we got the baby fat belt to go with it. Oh, look there. There it is. Oh, yes, boy. If you were in the 80s now at this dancing at the clubs in New York and you were wearing that, you were styling.
It says baby fat on it.
Well, that was the name of a not punk rock, but rappers, hip hoppers, whatever.
Yeah.
That was a line of clothing for them, this baby fat clothing. It was,
do you remember that? Oh, wow.
I'm not saying if the gold isn't your color, you can always go with the brown ones, you know. And there's a little whip and something else. It all came together, packaged at an auction. Should have got the people's phone numbers and put it in there. Mr. Peanut.
Peanut guy. Peanut guy. Helmet.
That's Darth Vader or something, is it, out of Star Wars?
Yeah. Okay, you put that on, then you put the hat on over top of it.
Yeah, and it makes noises and stuff. There's a remotely oppressive, makes weird noises. And the other guy, I think, is Yoda, isn't it, the green one?
I'm not sure.
He's something out of one of them Star Wars. I never ever watched those shows, so I don't know.
I don't know why it interests me, but it does. Well, this thing here now, would you? That's old, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
That slides off, and there'll be...
Hide your matches or papers or something in there, pipe or cigarettes. Oh yeah, that's the other Star Wars one up there, the blue one.
What's that?
I can tell you on it, $10 and it's yours.
I'm gonna take that for $10. I'm just gonna leave it there for a second. That's pretty cool.
It's off of something here, I don't know. But it's got all its. I bet you I know where that's off of. No, it's got its on it too.
It's quite a TV now, isn't
it's off of something. Yeah. Original hi-fi, stereo TV record. Thing.
Original hi-fi? Can I shut that?
Oh yeah, of course I can.
Wow, you were styling if you had that, weren't you?
No, you can't. You were saying about that gumball machine. I think if you ate this popcorn, you get just as sick as those gumballs.
That's pretty good. That'd be fun.
I like this cool. There's one diff. I just can't get it open. It does. I can hear it. Yeah, you got the original. It says right there.
I'm going to take
Trio pack.
Take it up front so we know.
Old Elvis.
I don't know why, but that's old.
Oh yes, it's old. It's folk art. It's neat.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't see
old.
stuff like that.
That's old. I like your race car. Too bad you had a chip off her. Bowling trophy?
Bar, but it's like a trophy. These jiggers on the other side. Oh, there it is. There you go. The booze goes in the bottom.
Jigga, jigga, jigga.
Here's another pedal car. That's an original 51, that one there. Okay.
That's well done too,
This
isn't
is
it?
from the 40s. This is a pedal horse too, eh? And you got the kid presses on this, and it goes across the floor. Right?
All right.
The legs go out with the wheels on it. That's a late 20s, early 30s Dick Vigoro rowing machine, that. And it still works. You sit on the seat.
Oh yeah.
Pull the handle and you push yourself back with your feet. You pull yourself up
I
with your
see
arms.
that. Yeah, that's a seat right there.
Yeah, it's on the little wheels. That's what they call a mobo. That they're from the late 50s, 60s.
That thing there is cool.
That's a 1937 Aeroflight wagon, and that's all original. That is an extremely rare pedal car. They were so popular they even made a little repo toy one, which I got sitting over there on the shelf.
That wouldn't even be considered a pedal car, would it? Be called a wagon, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be a wagon, would it?
That's what they named it. They're an Aeroflight wagon, original 1937. I don't know what all it says.
That is the original paint on that bad boy?
I don't know if it's been painted. I never looked at it real close.
Why, Jesus.
Probably not. But
No. It's got a little.
I want $1,500 for it. Anyway.
Stop touching it, Chad.
This one is a 59 buddy wagon. You sat out here and the guy pedaled you around. They still use these in Vancouver and still make them brand new.
Okay.
There was one for sale on Marketplace a few weeks ago.
This
But it
is
was
nice.
electric.
This is nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool wagon.
That's nice.
Back in the day, like say 20 years ago, that wagon would bring $3,500 in the auction you stuff it into.
Is that
So
right?
pedal cars have really dropped.
Okay.
Blue nose rug hooker. These were made right here.
Mickey
in
Mouse TV.
Invented right here in New Glasgow from old antique store Garrett's by the bridge.
Yeah.
And the Canadian government, of course the government wouldn't subsidize. They wanted to make a factory to build these. Oh no, that'll never go. So they did it in Boston. They were a big thing. They made millions of them. And of course, Pictou County cheap. They didn't get nothing out of it. Because it was too cheap to back the guy.
Huh.
Nice hot dog steamer. You're having a party at the shop. Does the buns and everything. The lean, mean George Forward grilling machine.
Oh, yeah.
Can set you up, man.
Can set you up. Concession.
Roaster oven, three tier.
We've got one of these, have we not?
buffet.
Yeah, we've got one of those mass, have we not? Yeah. Alrighty. Alrighty. The little lamp there is kind of a...
Yeah, and the matching ashtray. If you see, it's the same design and stuff on the bases and the bottoms.
That's big time stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, same cherubs on the bottom as the ones on the lamp.
There you go. Need that baby for call me from the house. You want that?
Depends on who's going to operate today, Jolene, you or him. Here's what
There's sewing machines a lot of people are making
the
that.
adult one looks like.
Okay, cool.
If I knew how to work one of these things. I guess maybe it don't go bigger. I thought, oh, there it goes. Oh, what did I do?
Oh, Monarch. Nice.
It go small now. I'll put it back down. But that's what mine looks like. It's got the gas tank. That one over there don't, but mine has the gas tank. That's the full size one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the kids one. See, the body's sitting over on the other side of the wall, but the bicycle part and stuff is at my buddy's place that's painting it till I can find tires for him.
Right on. It's got a 32 Ford grill on it.
Hand built too.
I would say a little different than...
He built that by hand.
Yeah.
He built the car, Freddie Rhino. He's also got a real nice 37 Chev, one-ton truck too. He goes everywhere with.
What, have you got more?
Well, it's been a long time since you've been over on this side. And it's hard to see anything over here anyways, because it's all just covered in this stuff. But there is this, whatever's over here is for sale too. Someday I'll go through this stuff and start putting it over there, but until I get rid of all that stuff, what are you going to do with this stuff?
Right on.
You know, I barely got room for people to see that. These aren't mine. These is the guy that looks after this place when I go away. These are his tractors. That's the full-size body there, eh, for that.
Yeah.
If you ever need something to make out of stainless, that's a box cover that's laying against the wall.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to cut up for pieces to make running boards or floorboards, or guys make Jeep fenders out, they put them on their back of their truck as a box cover. I've got probably 4 of those laying around here.
The box covers.
Yeah.
I might as well take a look while I'm in here. Ooh, the old tractor. Hubcaps. You get a look.
I've probably got 500 or 600 hubcaps back there in different boxes and crates.
Oh wow.
Tubs. I was always going to put them all up on the wall like I did with the license plates, but there's just so many of them. And then, well, if I sell them, I got to turn around and take them all back off. So they're just staying here.
I got to go over here and take a look at these hubcaps here.
Some days I can bring them over, and there's lots of them sets there, wires and stuff. And if you can get to the very back, it's okay to move stuff. But there's a great big cattle watering trough at the back there, full of them too.
Three, 4.
Those are mid-60s Ford, those dog dish hubcaps. That's a center cap on the cattle like that.
Yeah, 3 of each there, so I'm just gonna... Oh, back ain't doing so well. Jumping out of that, lifting a bicycle out of the trunk of the truck this morning.
Oh, yeah. Be careful, man. You old guys, you know. That's not
yeah, you got that right. You got that right. The metal chairs are cool. Them are cool.
Yeah, they used to have them in all the ice cream parlors, eh? For a while, those chairs were quite collectible. I sold a fellow in Rocky Mountain House, has a museum, and I sold his wife a full set of those in the table, and she made a little ice cream parlor in his museum.
Hey, you get lots of lawn tractors.
Terry and Judy. The only one that's mine is the Columbia and the push ones. This is the guy that plows my driveway. This is his.
Okay.
And that there is part of that lawnmower with the V8 and stuff on it. You hook this behind it, or to any quad or whatever.
And that spins you around the circles.
Yeah, it's a Ford rear end turned up instead of this way. The belt on there and the pulleys bolted to the table. These chairs are rated for 300 pounds. There's a seat belt on each one. And you go across the yard and that turns like a ride at the fair. The faster you go, the faster that turns. Now, a half a dozen guys and a case of beer, I mean the laughs, it would take 3 days for your belly to heal up from laughing at them.
Oh man,
yes sir, that would do it.
I tell you, that would be terrible.
No use for this, do you? It's in like Napa and places, and all their books, their manuals and everything. If you got a big collection of manuals and you want to display them, it's got the light and everything.
I give up reading.
Well, but I have all the silver things and everything for it too. I got a complete set of drive-in speakers. They want $350 for them on the computer. I want $150. The only difference, theirs is painted and mine ain't.
That's a big difference right there. Well, let's go out and get this figured out here. What we're going to do, we're going to probably end up. Are we able to? We bring a trailer. Do you think we'll be able to get that forklift on there?
I really don't know if you will without a winch because it's pretty low. We can certainly try, or just leave it till the day when there's no wind or something. Or if a guy knew you were coming, he could get somebody with a tractor to hook onto it and block your trailer up, unhook it from the truck and just block it and pull it up with a tractor or something. Because it's not very high, like there's no clearance to even to get up a ramp, eh? And then where the tires are, unless your whole deck tilts, the ramps are too wide. You go between them instead of on them. That's why I moved it here with a deck truck.
Shit, we got.
They can lay it down, pull it right on it. It's level with it on the ground. Put their deck back on the truck. But a trailer with a winch, you'd block her up and be able to do it, but you'd need a winch.
I'm wondering.
I showed you my passing mirror, eh? So you don't get T-bone when you whip out to pass somebody. Did I ever show you that?
I'm not sure.
You see where you got that one in your hand? It's sitting right there on top of that toolbox. You don't see them anymore, and it's a shame because they were a very, very, very good thought out thing.
Oh, right on.
Hangs on the drip rail of your car. You want to pull out and pass, you look in there, whatever's coming is reflected from here, and you're passing eye mirror. Impossible to pull out and get smoked. I mean, it's such a simple thing. Why would they quit making it?
It is a simple thing.
I think new cars don't got drip rails, maybe. That's why.
I'm not sure, but I got to put this down.
Me neither, but that's the coolest little mirror. I don't know why they ever quit making them. Jeez, that thing makes a lot of noise. Which one is that? This pop cooler works too. It was in my shop out west. That's what we kept our pop cold in.
What does Baldwin and Beckwith?
Baldwin, Beckwith, I think they make industrial bearings and stuff for like big building or big like mine equipment and shit like that.
Okay. So that's going to be a hard thing to load, no doubt. Like it would be.
Yeah, I say if you don't have a good winch, I really don't know how you do it without a winch. Now, you know, it'll move right out to your trap, and we could load it right inside here. It's not that you know, we have to, like, you don't got to go out on the ground because it's only made for inside or on hard ground. Like, it wouldn't go through the soft snow or no frost in the ground. It would just.
Could we put it on? Would it go up a ramp?
All we could do is try. I honestly don't know.
Well, you. How about we put the camera down, and we'll say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for looking around. And if you want to get in contact with Brad, do you have a number, Brad?
1306-241-7578.
If you want to buy anything, give him a call, and he'll probably accommodate you. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming back. We appreciate it. See you later. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment. Have a great day.